Hello and welcome to a Fanime Podcast. I'm Evan.
I'm Jay. Funny Money Jay.
I'm Tenchi Hanka.
I'm Sherbet.
I'm Kiara.
Not Sherbet, I'm Shribbin. And I'm Kisaka.
That was
I like
terrible.
the huge pauses in between everyone's introduction.
Hey, mine wasn't that bad.
Yeah,
Got
but
my
everyone
own.
else was like pretty like it's gonna be like a blank space on the audio. But anyway, we're doing something a little bit different this time. I mean, the podcast just went on hiatus for anyone who's watching this in the present, which is the future right now, and it will be the past in the future.
Stop confusing me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that'll make sense, maybe. But for anyone watching this as it's uploaded, the podcast will just be coming out of hiatus. Maybe. Wait. No, I shouldn't even say that because I don't. Wow, I'm making everything bad. Making everything bad. I'm just going to start over.
Trying to screw up everyone's brains.
Screwing up my own brain.
Start from the beginning.
Yeah, so we're doing. No. No, I'm going to keep that terrible intro because it was fantastic in the worst possible way. But we're doing the podcast a little bit differently now. This is kind of a test recording, but basically the idea was to try and break away from the structure a little bit so that it's not just like so reliant on the weekly news. We more want it to be like just kind of a free-form conversation that is sometimes relevant to what's going on, or at least a lot of the times relevant, but not necessarily forced to be relevant, if that makes sense. I don't know why I paused there.
General conversation about anime and maybe other stuff.
Yeah, basically the idea was that instead of like going down a list and kind of trying to mention everything and like forcibly forming an opinion about things we wouldn't necessarily care to watch, the idea was that instead we'll talk about things that we want to talk about. So it should be a little bit better, I think, conversation-wise.
We could talk about Fanime Confessions or all those other nice Tumblr blogs.
Indeed, and we shall. But first, there's something that I don't think I ever asked on the podcast, even though it was one of the first things we were supposed to do. What everyone's favorite fanime is.
Hi.
Thought
You
we did
already
that
asked?
first.
Overall.
I think you did ask most of us, at least in the first podcast.
Yeah,
I
I
Did
feel
we
like
do that?
Yes, you did.
I feel
think
like
so.
we probably did that in the first one, but I don't know. I can't.
No, I feel like we were going to, and we didn't, because I remember at the end of the recording saying, like, so, like, I don't know, someone mentioned it, that I hadn't done it. I don't know if we, like, just added it on at that point, or...
Huh.
That was a
I
while
don't
ago.
remember. But it was a while ago, so it's worth like asking again anyway.
I don't know, yeah, I guess it may as well. So, yeah, just going in intro order, starting with Jay, favorite fanime, off the top of your head.
Well, on the last podcast, I said Project
You already
Unknown.
answered. Yeah. I just realized that. I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah, I was thinking of mentioning some other favorites since I already mentioned Project Unknown as my favorite. But I sort of just stuck with Project Unknown because that was like the first one I picked as my favorite. But I would actually say it's like kind of a tie with a bunch of others. I really like Magical Girl School. Future Agents Part 1 just came out. I really like that one. Let's see. I really like Kawaii Schoolgirl. I don't know. The list goes on and on. But yeah, those are some others that I like.
Okay, how about slightly different question? What are the ideal qualities in a fanime? Like, what qualities in a fanime do you look for that you like, just in general, instead of just choosing?
Gonna
your
ask
favorite?
Jay and skip this again.
Well, no. You guys said we already did the favorite thing, so
Oh,
I'm gonna change the question slightly, make it a little bit different. But I guess we can keep going with that. Tenchi, what about your favorite fanime?
well, from the beginning, I kind of stuck with Odd 4 as my favorite. Kind of, I also do like Demon Hunter.
Oh yeah.
Even though it's gone now.
Yeah, it's gone. And
It's
then,
separate.
out of bias, Sandor Goes to School is also my favorite.
Yeah, it was kind of in that, but you know.
Hey,
Yeah.
you're allowed to have, something you worked on yourself be your favorite.
Hey, I didn't say you couldn't.
I didn't really work on it so much, just
Oh yeah,
voicing.
but you
That's true.
participated in it.
I
Also
just
true.
did voices, nothing else.
Yeah, I wrote the entire script by myself during class.
Still, you were there for while Jay was making it.
Actually, I wasn't.
Oh, well,
Yeah,
never mind
she's not in my
everything I
class.
said ever, because I'm completely wrong. Gosh, I'm just gonna shut up. Wow.
Yeah, shut
Usually
up,
Tenchi
Kiso.
has some involvement in my projects, but not Sandra Goes to School.
Yeah.
Wow. I'm used to
one's-
everything else, so.
Not like major involvement anyway.
Yeah.
Wasn't Tenchi
Most
doing the
other
last
projects.
screen?
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, that's still voices.
Yeah,
Okay.
and I totally forgot to mention Seasons is one of my favorite. I really like Seasons. Seasons is my life. But, But generally what I look for in a fanime is something that isn't too slow, or something that's, there's always something exciting going on, or just something that takes itself very seriously, I guess. I really like the darker fanimes.
Well, for me personally, I'm not a huge fan
Looks
of
at Project Unknown episode 2.
I'm not the hugest fan of exposition, and what I like to see is a lot of stuff happening instead of just very little actions happening.
Yeah, kind of like show instead of tell.
Yeah, that's what a major thing that I like looking into fanime, as long as along with original soundtracks. Those are wonderful.
See, that's why it surprised me when, because Tenchi, you said that you liked, For Kuname a lot, and you're really hyped for it. And see, I know that, you're not too much into exposition, but a lot of the episode was kind of that, so I was surprised that you liked it still as much as you did.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
entire episode was like exposition.
Yeah, but it wasn't all that long. I don't feel like it was too much exposition.
It was only
The
like
ex-
6 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I
So-
was just anticipating.
Mhm.
Also,
That makes sense then.
and if the next episode's exposition, then I might be a little.
For Kuname, it's just everybody just talking about doing stuff and never actually doing anything.
Konami just dies while they're all talking. They don't even notice because they're busy talking.
It's just flatline.
And then Morimi starts dying, and it becomes poor Morimi.
Oh no, she already agreed to
Who's gonna
help
save them
him,
if they're
so-
both like they're both on life
no.
support?
No one's
Send
gonna
a-
save them. They're just gonna keep talking about
The
it.
guy does it. He's like, well, I guess. Why doesn't he do it anyway? He has magic. No, but
Oh my god.
the main thing that got me with For Konami was how casual some of it was. It's just like, oh yeah, by the way, magic, and she's just like, yeah, okay.
Oh yeah, that's true. And she's just like, yeah, you gotta fight, and she's like, what? She wasn't that upset
She's
about
just like,
it.
yeah, okay, I'll do it. I'll take your stick and go.
Your
kill some dudes. Well, it's a stick.
Go do something for Konami.
Yeah. Like, well, if it's for Konami, on any other day this would be strange, but if it's for Konami, I'm going right for it.
Yeah, and I would probably be a little bit suspicious. Like, oh, you have to fight to the death. And it's like, are you trying not
Who are
to
you?
just
Never
get me to
met you in
kill
my
people?
life.
Yeah. It might be a world where magic is normal, so I don't know.
Yeah, we don't know a whole lot about the world.
She didn't really react like it was normal, but yeah. Anyway, I'm spending a lot of time on For Konami. Shayna, favorite fanime. I said, should I say
It doesn't matter. It really
Okay,
doesn't matter.
okay. I
Pretty
don't
much
know.
everybody
I don't know
knows.
anymore.
Serpentina.
Shivatena.
Sounds like a princess name.
Ah man, I remember last time I said like
Trina?
Shrivelina and Strippers or
Shrivelina.
whatever and all that stuff, and you're like, you didn't say those before, but then I realized when I was editing the footage from OhioCon that I did say them, you just weren't there yet. Like,
Oh.
Really?
I
Oh.
said that on the way to go find you.
Oh,
We were coming up with different names.
that sounds great.
By
I
the
can't
way,
wait
how's
to
that-
watch it. Wink.
Yeah. How's that coming along, Evan?
Yeah, it's like, I have most of it edited down. I just have to edit like some of the live stream footage still, which is like another 2 hours, but it's not that bad. It's just like the whole video itself is like probably it's like 3 hours.
Oh my god.
So I'm just like trying to find a way to go back through and edit it down more without losing anything.
No, just leave it all in.
Yeah. But anyway, Shayna, your favorite anime?
Well, it's a very hard question because I don't know. Some things I really overly love because I loved them when I was younger.
Maybe
Such
we did
as-
talk about this, because didn't you
Yeah,
say
we
Care Bear
did.
Stars last
Yes,
time?
I did, and I was about to say it again. I wanted to mention it earlier that we covered this subject in the history podcast.
Oh yeah.
It was the one I was first in,
Well, see,
actually.
that one we talked about like favorite classic shows, though.
Oh,
like,
that's true.
It wasn't specific to. It was. I mean, it was specific to like one period of time. So
Okay, but yeah, for nostalgic purposes, that is very high on my list. But as of right now, like the things that are like, I don't know, coming out, I think what comes out on top is Future Agents, obviously. I love that. Ah man, there was something else that I wanted to mention. I don't know.
Agents.
Just Future Agents.
Oh, yeah.
It can't be anything else. Gotta be the Future Agents.
How does that work anyway? Like, it's called Future Agents, so it's like, are they going to
in
be
the future.
agents in the future?
No,
or-
it's set in the future. The time period is
But
in
the
in-
whole division is called Future Agents.
Sure.
Like, they say in
I
the
don't know.
beginning they're hiring for future agents. Like, are they just like not no one there is an agent? They're just going to be.
Or one
You'll
character's like,
eventually be an agent.
one character's like, shouldn't we be called present agents because it's the present?
No.
Future agents like a training camp or something. Like,
I want to have as good of a ring because it would sound like they give presents. Like,
I don't know. That sounds great to me.
Or they like present themselves in a fancy way.
Present
Antha
agents.
is the head of present agents. We figured it out. But yeah, that's gotta be my favorite.
Okay.
Well, it's a good favorite.
I guess we can go ahead and do the second question too, since that seems to be the way this is panning out. What qualities do you generally look for?
I like a lot of animation in a project, but it doesn't necessarily have to have a lot of in-betweens. I want a lot of gestures that weren't spoken.
Just like a lot of actions.
Yeah, I love that. I really like that. And as for like content story-wise, I like a lot of deep story. I like something to be thought through thoroughly. So, yeah, something like Project Unknown is like that's pretty much what I'm talking about. Like very deep story.
I see.
I feel like Shrivet kind of said the same thing as I did, but reworded. But
Well,
we did pick the same favorite Fanime, so it makes sense.
maybe we just have similar interests, Jay.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe.
You're the only Naruto fan I know of in the Fanime community.
I can name a few.
Yeah, well, there are a couple others.
And I would normally ask Kiara what her favorite fanime is next, but I think we all already know that the answer is obviously When Alette Visit People, so...
Oh, yeah. No doubt about
I'm
it. She doesn't stop talking
sorry.
about it.
I won't mention it then, Evan. It's fine. It's okay. Everyone knows. Everyone knows me too well to know what my favorite fanime is. All right.
Yeah, I mean, it's like you just talk about it so much. And
It's alright.
We can't make you stop half the time. You're just like, oh yeah, when Olette
What?
visit people, it's the greatest. Like,
Just
there's
like
nothing
always
else like it.
Skittle thinking time.
Always Skittle.
I haven't touched this. What I was gonna say.
They have a park.
Always about Kingdom Hearts with you.
Yay.
Why Olette, anyways? Like,
I don't know. Have you seen that
Such
person's
a-
channel? Every video is Olette. Like, they basically took Olette and made it into their OC. Like,
I guess they're like not important enough to matter to the story. Like, you just claim them, but I don't know.
Like you can make up anything you want about them because nobody could prove you wrong.
Yeah, exactly.
I didn't even know that Olette was a Kingdom Hearts character, like, until you
Oh,
said something
is
about it,
that-
because
is
I
that-
haven't played Kingdom Hearts.
I
Mhm.
couldn't recognize them in the anime, but then I looked at their channel. I'm like, that looks like a character from Kingdom Hearts.
Oh, wow, I didn't even know that.
I didn't know until Evan said it, so.
Anyway, Kiara, even
What
though we
is it?
already know what you're gonna say, how about you tell us your favorite fan?
We should all say it on 3. We should all say it on 3.
Okay.
Gotta count.
1, 2. No one's gonna count with me.
Fine. 1,
1, 2.
3.
3.
Wait,
So-
on 3 or after?
That was very badly
Suck at this.
planned.
Fine. After 3. Okay. 1,
1,
2,
2,
3.
3.
In
Don't
on
take
three.
it
Miss the people.
Well,
Only 2 people said anything.
well,
Everyone has a different answer.
Kiara, please go ahead, please.
Of course, it's Tokyo Kristen Mio. Oh, you all got me. Should I answer the second question?
Yeah, go
Also?
ahead.
yeah.
Okay. I actually like a good amount of content and story and art in a fanime. Like, it should be like the same amount and should fit well together. Overall, I don't have a specific genre I really, really love. Like, I know I love Magic Girl, but I also really like other stories as long as they're very interesting, and that's all that matters to me. That's it.
And also very long speeches by men in blue t-shirts. Wide.
All right,
egg-shaped
that I don't
mouths.
understand.
That you don't understand.
That you don't understand.
You didn't even bother to listen to Yuko when she tried to explain virtually the same thing.
God, like half of that episode was just speeches with oblong mouths. Like,
Can you imagine me sitting there just watching it? It's like, oh great,
just
I want to do
staring into
fanime.
the screen. Like, this is great. This is the best thing ever.
Basically me. It's 12 years old. Or being 11 old.
Ooh, baby.
Which brings us to Kisa K.
See, I feel bad now because since the entire time I've been sitting here and I'm just like, what is like? Because the last time I answered, it was Kuchi Tavarius, and of course that was the history one, so that was very fitting. However, I have a hard time deciding now what my favorite is, and I had like an epiphany, I think it was like an epiphany like a month ago, and I was like, oh my god, that's my favorite fanime. That is absolutely hands down my favorite fanime. I can't believe I didn't think of it. Of course, now can't remember. So I'm not actually sure how to answer that. So
Was it Gothic Puzzle?
it was not,
It should
but
have
that
been.
was really, really great. It is one of my top favorite. It is
was-
definitely one of my top favorite.
I'm trying to think of what else it would have been.
I'm pretty sure it was one of Let This Be People. Like,
I
Yeah,
didn't even
you're
know
right.
that existed until like I don't know, 6 months ago.
yeah, and ever since then, you've been obsessed with it.
Yeah, I know.
Tell you it's not
I
serious.
as well as
Changed your
Kiara,
life.
cannot stop talking
It's
about
opened
it.
so
like-
many new doors.
You just
Oh,
love
absolutely.
OLED.
And when
I-
she visit people.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like, wow.
No, visits
doesn't?
plural. Gotta clarify
Visit.
that.
Yeah, singular.
Always just gotta have your
Never
Keyblade
put 'em.
opening doors.
I still have that DVD.
Oh god.
God.
It's funny because there
Was
wasn't.
it? Oh, sorry.
I was just gonna say there wasn't a lot of artwork like in the actual episode, so I had to like go to some of the other videos, which is how I found out that half of them are OLED. And I was like looking through other videos trying to find pictures I could use for the cover.
Yeah,
Tokyo
but
Moe, though?
oh no, that was not my favorite anime. I liked it a lot. It's like I will sit there and I'll watch it again, and I have the entire first episode memorized, but not my top favorite.
Well,
it was
maybe we
one
can
that
narrow
was-
it down some. What qualities do you look for in a fanime?
Okay, in a fanime, I generally look for.
Also, let me just interrupt you to say that I've interrupted everyone in this show like 2 or 3 times. I don't know why that started being a thing.
Well, you know what? We all kind of have a habit of interrupting each other, so it fits.
I don't have that habit.
Okay, fine. I'm sorry. I have that habit, so
I was trying to interrupt you with that, but it didn't work.
I still feel bad about it, but I feel less bad if I acknowledge it. Like, I feel like if I'm aware of it, it's
My
not
joke
as
didn't
bad.
even work.
The thing is, we're all answering painfully slowly, so like I'm not
That's
surprised
true.
Evan's been interrupting us.
I just interrupted you again to say that's true. I just interrupted you to agree with you. Someone
That's
needs to
true.
interrupt me. There you go.
I
Good
just-
job. Keep
I
that
don't
up.
You know,
want to interrupt you.
You should.
like you just start talking at me,
Interruption.
and I'll be like, so anyway.
When I'm trying to do an intro and it's a train wreck, interrupt it. Please.
Evan's just like sitting there at his computer, and he's just like he's saying stuff, but then like his eyes widen as he realizes that it's just going so horribly wrong, and he's sweating. Like, please, someone interrupt me! Please, someone interrupt me! But no one's interrupting. We're just all quiet, like just waiting intently for him to continue.
Horribly.
Uh,
So anyway.
Qualities. Yes. Qualities in a fanime I generally look for are, first off, I wouldn't say microphone quality, but being able to understand the person. If I can't understand what anyone's saying, you almost automatically lose me, and if it does not have voices, you've pretty much lost me immediately. That is something that is very important to me, audio, just being able to hear the characters. Because what people say is important. No, the another thing is just pacing. Is usually, like, pacing is very important to me because I want to understand what's going on, and I want to have a clear understanding of, I don't know, how it's playing out so I don't get confused.
Right.
So, art and, I like a lot of animation, but those art and animation kind of come second to me because I feel like telling the story and understanding the story is more important, and I find more interest in that versus having
Right.
amazing art or amazing animation.
I find it interesting that you point out mic quality and pacing in specific, because you're able to stand Moon Goddess Sakura, but that has neither of those.
You know what? No. Moon Goddess
All I see is just
Oh
like
god.
music for 5 minutes.
That was
No.
beautiful.
That is freaking Dr. Chan or whatever. No. Moon Goddess Sakura's child is. That's what Moon Goddess Sakura.
Well, it hurts my ears, so it sounds the same to me. I go deaf, so I just hear anyways.
See, but that's different. It does have pacing. It has silly, stupid pacing.
It has
but
pacing that goes nowhere,
That's
basically.
terrible pacing.
And then like 4 minutes of musical interlude while they pick up trash or like go shopping at Walmart or something. It's not a joke. Those things actually happen. Like,
Or go to the
Yeah, they really do. But I don't know. I can still understand it. I guess you could say that, like, it's not. That's the reason why it's not my favorite, though. I enjoy it, but it's not my favorite. In the same sense that Moemu isn't my favorite. Like, Moemu doesn't have great. Like, their voices are purposely terrible, and sometimes it's hard to understand them. but I still.
Moemu is the only thing I ever watched that actually gave me a headache. Like,
Yeah.
I love it. I found it really entertaining. It legitimately gave me a headache.
What
Like,
about non-echo sugar?
no, that's not that bad. Like,
Really?
Because it's
That
not as
gave-
high pitched.
their voices are annoying, but they're not like screaming into their mics.
It's
I
only
hate this-
episode 4 for that one.
Yeah.
Just like how it's only episode 5 for Jungle Book.
Was there episode 5?
For
What-
Jungle Book,
Yeah, what happened in Jungle Book?
the guy on his motorcycle.
Oh,
it was
yeah.
like-
Oh my god, no! I turned down my freaking computer
what?
so low.
I'm so
Oh,
proud of that joke.
I haven't said turn down. I turned down for
Nobody
one. I get
laughed.
I'm so proud of that.
Oh,
It would have been funny last year.
it. I hate you
Indeed.
for that.
But it is not last year. It is the future. We are agents.
God damn it.
I was just trying to
podcast is
imitate how it
juicy.
sounded like.
You did pretty well.
Yeah,
yeah.
that's what I remember.
Yeah, but that at least was on the end of the episode. Like, you didn't even need to watch that. That was the last scene before the credits. And it's pretty obvious that it was.
That's
but
sort of escalated, so like you could prepare for that.
it did kind of come out of nowhere, but there was a slow build up to it. It wasn't just like bit by squirrel, for like 5
Yeah.
minutes. Bah, 5 minutes, I said it's like 30 seconds. But it feels like 5 minutes.
It's not 30 seconds. It's for way longer. I believe it was for like a minute and a half.
No, I don't think it was a minute and a half. It might have been like 40 seconds at the most.
I'm
I
gonna
did
go
so
find-
many mashups with that audio. Like,
I'm gonna go find out.
I probably have the audio just cut up somewhere on my computer. I could get the exact time for it, but
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if it was just actually kind of short, but it just feels long
It
since
feels
it's
very
listening
long.
to it.
Okay, let's find out. Let's find out.
see, because like I did that friggin' Metal Scream video thing where it's like just metal dubbed over it, and like there were a few of them that could almost like match it in duration. And I know those guys did not sit there and scream for a minute and a half. It had to have been like 30 seconds.
Okay, are we counting only the screaming part?
Only the scream.
Okay. 'Cause I thought the whole thing was that much, but let's see. Oh, let's see.
Meanwhile, let's talk about tacos.
I love tacos. They make me need to poop. They make me.
Are there any tacos in Fanime? Like,
It'd be kind of weird if tacos didn't do that.
Well, I mean, they made me need to poop like badly,
Oh,
very quickly,
That's right,
and
I'm
poop
happy.
hurts.
there's
not good for my
always been
digestive
jokes
system.
about Chipotle.
you must be
Oh,
getting
yeah.
them from like Taco Bell or something.
Yeah, Taco Bell specifically.
Taco Bell specifically, not a great place to go for tacos.
If you want real tacos, go anywhere else. Ding.
Okay, it was 49 minutes. It was 49 minutes.
49
minutes. It's almost an hour.
Wow, that was a lot longer than I expected.
I guess it felt really short then.
How did you watch that?
49 seconds. 49 seconds.
Oh man.
We talk pretty much about tacos.
So it was almost a minute.
This whole time, we could have been listening to Raku screaming
Yeah, definitely.
podcast.
It's not worth it. Don't do it.
Oh man, what do you think the worst like Fanime what's the word? The worst crossover would be?
Well,
mean?
I remember one of them that got a lot of attention was Future Agents and Oogie Heart. That was put on Tumblr.
No, but imagine like in some crazy world that's not this one, it gets a full episode. What would be the worst crossover?
I'm I'm not sure I want to answer.
I imagine like Moemu with anything would be pretty bad, but if you mix Moemu with like Koei Desu grills,
Oh, no.
that would be
I'm
unsurvivable.
gonna say the
Oh,
happy
gosh.
Fanime and Koei Desiguals.
What Fanime?
The happy Fanime, I think it was called
The
that.
Happy Chan, the one with the swastikas.
Yeah.
Good lord.
I don't think you could get any more offensive, like both to your ears and
Just in general.
personally. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man, they released. I don't even like to talk about it because like I don't want to give them the promotion, but they released the second episode of that last week.
Oh,
Oh,
Why
Why
wait,
do you
that's
even bother
No,
to?
Happy
Oh.
Chan.
oh.
I didn't even
I'm
watch
not really
it.
happy about it.
No.
No.
I'm not happy or Chan about that.
I'm a little bit coon though.
Goodness.
Feeling kind of Sama today.
oh.
Yeah.
The worst Fanime crossover. Because I was trying to think like the worst Fanime crossover would be something really bad and something really good. So that way, like,
that's a good point.
the really good thing gets ruined by what's really bad.
Oh,
you mean
so
like
you
something
mean
like
so you,
Moon Goddess Sakura-chan, like with Terra Lucis?
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh my
that would
god.
be
I
great.
I don't know. I was thinking more like, don't take my hat and, Sondor goes to school.
Oh, that crossover would be terrible. Like, who would want that?
Yeah, I hope no one ever makes that because that would just be awful. Like,
That would be so bad.
Yeah. The Fanime is just they don't have anything in common, so they want to match together.
whoever watches that has no taste.
Yeah.
Whoever makes
Better
that.
go watch Happy Chan or something. That's real
Like,
content to watch.
I'd rather watch Uki Heart on like the entire series on replay all day.
The entire series ain't that bad. The first 3 episodes, on the other hand, don't. Oh, someone's calling me.
Alright.
Same here. Why aren't they using TeamSpeak?
You and your team speak
No, that's their thing.
secretly in team
It's
speak
like-
at the same time.
Well, it was Ron Q started a server in TeamSpeak. I was not willing to get the server thing because it took a lot of steps.
Well, I'm gonna make a ventrilo.
What the
What?
I'm gonna
What
do
was
that.
that?
You guys don't know ventrilo?
Nope.
No?
Dude,
Really?
ventrilo was the shit. Like, it's basically like pseudo TeamSpeak because it's older, I think. But same concept as TeamSpeak, but less text chat functionality, more about just voices and stuff, and you make different channels and you go into them and you talk to each other while you're playing your video games. But man, back in the day, like when I used to play the video games, more specifically one video game which was like an MMO, I remember I joined a ventrilo because I was like, well, I'm kind of bored, I don't have anyone to talk to, I'll talk to some people. And no one talked about the game itself at all that the event was supposed to be based on. It was just like teenage drama. So yeah, Ventrilo, highly recommended.
Oh.
Such teenage drama. My god, you have no idea.
That sounds great.
It sounds like the best. I wish.
Sounds like we need more drama and Fanime.
Uh,
No,
Yeah.
we already have that.
Yeah. Let's not go back to what, 2009?
Oh, I miss that
2010?
time. So great.
Oh yeah, 2009.
Let's go back to 2011. 2011 was great.
Great Depression.
Oh, I
Yeah,
heard
the
of those.
great animated depression.
I was the only one depressed because I was the only one there. No one else.
Oh, that's not true.
There were so few people. It's like there were still a decent amount of episodes coming out, but no one talked to each other at all. Like
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was just so dead.
there's no communication. Like the community aspect was gone. There was just
Oh,
kind of
absolutely.
like episodes every now and then.
Everybody had their own cliques and they moved to them, and then no one talked.
They
to each
barely even had clicks. Like
other. Okay, they didn't have clips. I'm sorry. They had their group of people. Like there was like the small groups of like people who talked to each other, and then that was it. But they did not associate with like anything else at that point.
it's hard to even say because like it used to be back in like the 7 to 9 period. You knew who was friends because they all did stuff together. And there would be like videos with their like stupid conversations, or they would put their personas in each other's things and stuff like that.
Yeah, they did that a
And
lot.
after that, no one really did that anymore.
Yeah.
Kind of a shame too. It was, I mean, silly, but it was good. People should do that. more often. Stupid
Yeah.
persona things and
Oh, absolutely.
fun stuff.
I should make a persona and then I might do that. Yeah.
Just draw yourself as like a chibi. Just draw yourself as a very low effort chibi. Persona complete. That's how you do it.
See, I like my current like physical appearance wise, so my persona is literally me.
So is mine. Go figure.
Fine.
I feel
I
like
just-
mine is the only one that's not me.
Well, I mean, if we look at
What,
freaking,
Tenchi?
the
You
anime-
don't look like that.
Whoa, I've been your brother all these years. I had no freaking idea.
Even though you're like a skeleton in a robe with wings.
Well, I don't know. I don't think I look as weird as Tenchi. I'm just a black eye. I'm just a red-eyed black thingy. I don't think it's that weird.
Okay, you went from being a black guy to being a black thingy.
My eye color changed just now,
What are
okay?
you saying? Right.
He's saying he's a black thingy. There's
Yeah.
nothing wrong with being a black thingy.
Tenchi, you're treading dangerous territory there.
So I won't tread near your black thingy.
Oh God.
Thanks, much appreciated.
I don't even have a comment.
Ugh.
Stay over here.
I'll join you because that was weird.
Shut up,
Has
Lisa.
red eyes. On another note, how do you guys feel about people not knowing how to start their fanime?
I don't care. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, straight
Leaving
out.
them with their shit alone.
I don't know how to start talking about people who don't know how to start. No.
Just, I don't know. It's hard. But if you've got a story or at least a favorite character, then you at least got something. And I don't know, it sometimes takes months or days just to come up with a story. It depends on how inspired you are.
I
And if
feel
you've
like
got that down, sorry, go on.
no, go ahead. See, there's my interrupting thing again.
I'm gonna interrupt you.
Oh.
I'm gonna
Oh,
interrupt
okay,
you,
do that.
interrupting her.
Oh,
Shit, and
oh.
wrong person.
Oh.
Anyway, continue,
Interrupting
Kiara.
podcast.
Oh, I just wanted to say, if you've got that down, then I would actually take a notebook. Yeah, a notebook, and then I would write down the plot, and then I would put the plot into categories like what that part of the plot is the first episode, and that part of the plot is the second one, and then I would write out the script, and then only then I would probably put up what's it called, voice auditions. It was auditions. Yeah, like that. So you've got everything planned out, and I don't know, no huge changes will appear when you've done with all your auditions and stuff, because that's what the most problem causes sometimes. Like, a lot of people have got like one scene done or the auditions finished, and then they realize, oh, I'm going to change a little in the story, and that character is not relevant anymore. No, just set your plot beforehand and stuff. That's my
Oh, yeah.
advice.
That's good advice.
I
I feel like. Sorry. Oh, you know what? It's my turn to interrupt you.
God.
I feel like it especially there shouldn't be so much stress put on making a fanime though. Like, it's especially like what I mean is if you have a story, then absolutely like go forward with it in a fanime, but you shouldn't feel like pressured to make a fanime and have to make a story based off of that desire. I feel like you should find things that inspire you and think of things that you like to make a story about before like thinking I gotta make this a fanime. Like, delve into your imagination, your creativity, and find something that you really want to come to life before you worry about making it an actual thing.
Yeah, and I think I am like the one person who made a fanime and then started to get to know the community. I would not recommend doing that, because I was like one step away from making like a really stupid troll thing.
Oh no.
Yeah, I would have made a troll thing, but I was like, I already have the Sonner comic all laid out. I'll make this instead. But like, I would recommend that you get to know a little bit about the community first, so that you have a sense of what they're sick and tired of seeing.
Everything is welcome in the Fanime community. What are you saying, Jay?
You should still make that. I want to see it now. But I'm going to kind of like go a few steps away from the good advice and give the Evan advice. I would say if you're having trouble starting like your Fanime, just getting things started and working on it, the best thing to do sometimes is to just do it. Like, don't worry too much about planning. Don't worry too much about really just any of the setup, or honestly just start working on it, because it's better to make something that you can regret later than to not make anything at all. Like, sometimes people just get really hung up on like trying to get every detail perfect and trying to make everything, I don't know, to their satisfaction, and sometimes it never will be. It's better just to like build a foundation and just go from there. Just keep going. Even if you hate it and you want to restart it later, you know, whatever, at least you did something.
That's pretty much my opinion as well. Sorry.
It's okay.
Cough. Go on.
Oh. Wait, I forgot for a second. What I wanted to say is that you don't put too much pressure on yourself. Like, I've got the experience myself that because of the application for that animation studio, I put a lot of pressure to get the scene done, and I got nothing. Like, I got something done, but not how I wanted it to be, and it looked all bad. But then when I just set for myself, okay, it's okay, I'm getting it done. When I get it done, I got so much more done in the end, because the pressure wasn't as high. And sometimes you just have to force yourself. That's also another aspect. Like, don't put too much pressure on yourself to get things done, but sometimes when you think you have an art block or you can't do that right now, just do it and you feel better, actually. So it's like two sides, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good.
I feel like everybody's answering this question now, and I feel like I have not answered this question yet. So what I think is, like, the order of how you do things, it could be really convenient for other things for you to do. For example, you could start off with just any short animation to see if you want to animate in the first place. So like, what I've done is I just joined an MAP part, see if I wanted to animate 8 seconds. And if I wasn't going to animate 8 seconds, I would not make a series. So then after doing that, I went ahead and started with an opening to see if I was willing to animate a minute. If I wasn't willing to animate a minute, then I wouldn't be willing to animate a whole series. And on top of, you know, being able to animate and such, if you can show people an opening of your series, they can get a glimpse of like how the series may look like what your potential is for the series, and get a sense of maybe even what it's about. So then you can like start animating like opening, intro stuff or ending stuff, whatever. And then after that, you can just you'll even yourself have a sense of like what your story is going to be about. So you write a script, and then with that script, you can take some of those lines and put it in a casting call, and like cast people to voice, or voice it yourself.
Yeah,
And,
I find that voicing
yeah.
yourself is much less of a hassle, because you don't have to like
It's
push everyone
great.
to get it done in time.
Boring.
But like,
See?
either way, just that order I find very convenient, and I think I'll try that order again.
Hisako, what were you gonna say?
What were we gonna see?
Oh.
Yeah.
Or just
Oh,
let
I
me
was
see?
See,
See?
C's a pretty good letter. I would date C.
I don't know. I'm more into J.
Really? I'm more into you.
Whoa.
I'm more into I.
Oh,
Huh.
that's kind of weird, Tenchi.
I is a weirdo. Like, what's with your taste, man?
I'm more into I.
Anyway, I was gonna say that while it's convenient to voice, like, especially voice things yourself, like, I don't know, me personally, I get really into, like, I don't know, like, auditions and whatnot. Like, I've been craving to just randomly have an audition, even though I don't have anything that needs voices right now because Crystal Farms will take forever. But one of the things that I loved most about doing projects was auditions, because you get to hear so many different kinds of voices come in, and you imagine, like, your character in your head while you're listening to it, and you kind of try and match it together. And I think that's a really, really creative and, like, I don't know if creative is the right word, but it's a really, like, exhilarating experience to me personally, because it's like your characters are coming to life literally because you can hear their voices or, you know, whatnot. And I think that, like, hosting auditions and hearing people's audition is one of the most fun parts.
Oh yeah, I can
Nah.
see a lot of excitement about the. Oh.
Well, I know you think otherwise, Evan.
Yeah,
It doesn't really even have to do with the topic anymore, but yeah, that's fun.
I don't know. I don't know. It's like, for me, I guess it's because I haven't done any, like, large scale casting calls, but I feel like no one ever gets the exact voice that I'm looking for, because I always have this very specific, like, picture in my mind of, like, what each character will sound like, and
But that's why you host it, like
I
especially.
never find that person. Never.
Yeah, but have you ever? Okay, well, where have you hosted your auditions though?
Like I
'Cause that's
said, I haven't
important.
done any, like, wide scale
Yeah.
casting calls.
So, like, if you're really worried about it, like, just post in lots of different places. Because back when Voice Acting Alliance was in its prime, like, if you had something that was attention grabbing or at least it looked nice, people auditioned for it, and you would be amazed, like, what kind of auditions you get, because you feel like it'd be difficult to find that exact voice, but you'd be surprised how many people are out there and can actually get exactly what you're envisioning.
Same with behind the voice actors. Behind the voice actors is like my favorite thing. And every time I have a new scene or a character like that needs to get casted, I'm getting to behind the voice actors and I'm getting exactly the voice I want to. So I'm really trusting.
Where did that website come? Why is everyone using that now? Like,
I don't know. I've been using it. I've been using it forever. I was suggested. Sorry, my English is so crap.
Doesn't, like, professional voice actors, like,
I'm in
part
that
in sometimes?
group. Yeah, I'm in that group fan build or something, and it consists mostly of just voice actors and a few animators. And when most of the voice actors and actresses had no time, they gave me that site and went like, well, if you need, like, they said your project looks a little more professional, you might need more professional voice actors, so here have that site, and they're good. Most of them are good. I mean, there are also people that are not so, but most of them are good. Sorry.
see, I don't know, because I hadn't heard of that site until probably, like, mid last year when everyone started using it, but I almost feel like the standard there may have, like, gone down a bit, and I kind of hate to say stuff like that, but I remember being very intimidated by it at first, because whenever someone posts something there, I was like, oh wow, there's no way I'm gonna have a chance getting a role then, because the people on that site are really good. But, like, more recently, I've been kind of stalking auditions and such, and it just seemed a little more general than I thought it had been before.
I think it's because it's gotten more popular,
Yeah.
so it's a little less, I wouldn't say exclusive, but more people are hopping along with it because of the
Like I said, I feel bad saying stuff like that because now I'm just like basically trash talking a nondescript group of people. Like
Shrugs.
It kind of makes sense because whenever something gets big enough, something's really, for example, this kind of thing when it's not popular, only people who are really into voice acting would bother to go on to voice acting alliance. But now it's just like anyone who's kind of into voice acting will join it because it's gotten a lot more attention.
Are you trying to get into voice acting? Go here. And so they may not have that much experience.
I think on behind the voice actors, it depends on what kind of project you have and how serious and professional you seem.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That's how it seems to me because I don't know. I got very good auditions because people see, for example, for the Fanime Awards video, they see I get stuff done. That's just an example. Some stuff, sorry.
Speaking of Fanime Awards.
Oh, right.
What's up with
Later. Okay, I can explain now. The video is in the making for everyone who wondered. I am very sorry that it takes so long, but it's in the making and it's going to be out soon. So, yeah.
Don't you have to make like 7 prizes? Sorry.
Sorry, what?
Don't you have to make like 1 million prizes?
No, I don't have to make. I do have to make the art prizes, but not the plushie prizes. The plushies are requested. They're going to be commissioned by a user called the Plushie Lady.
Fitting. And I was just going to ask if all the judging is done.
Yes,
you've
mostly.
Decided the winners, you just haven't posted it yet.
Yes, I am working on the video. Just one category is missing, but yeah.
Where did it go?
And there's just one category left.
I see.
And it's not one of the 2 important categories, to put it like that. Like all the mains are done. And yeah, it's just
Gotcha.
Good.
Now would be a good time to bring up something else.
Well, we have been talking for about an hour, right?
A little bit under.
Okay, well here's something else. A theoretical question that I came up with. If you were to see a Fanime broadcasted on television, which would it be? In this theoretical scenario, you have this magic power that allows you to make any existing Fanime, or I guess even upcoming Fanime too, just magically into a show that's broadcasted on television with a full budget and good voice actors.
Guaranteed, like it's going to be finished.
Yeah.
Like
They're just...
Yeah.
Yeah. See, but I wouldn't want anyone else to make it other than Irania, at least for the first episode. So I don't want to say that.
I think Irenia would disagree with you.
Well, yeah, but
you want to make Tara Luchas, please?
I want that too.
Go ahead.
Well,
but...
I guess you could say theoretically also Irenia has control over what happens to Tara Luchas. Yeah, I guess she wouldn't be doing
I
all
assume
the
it
work
would still
for it.
be in like the original art style.
So wait. In this theoretical situation, would Kawaii Schoolgirl actually have voice actors?
Yes.
No.
It still would be Evan.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's Evan, so,
I mean, what are you talking about? I have voice actors. I have a whole cast. They're great. They're my favorite.
All right, I'm sorry.
He has the whole Fanime update team.
Sometimes it takes them a while to get their lines in, but yeah, I've got.
You have Ardvison, that fellow, and Kube.
Dravison, Evan.
Probably Evan.
Not Evan.
That one loser.
Tanuki Stradivarius.
Don't forget about Kube.
Yeah, Kube and Kube Kube and Kube and Kube Haka. Jokes that no one understands. Kube 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 Kube.
The Fanime Podcast team.
I would have to say definitely Kawaii Schoolgirl because I mean,
Kisa.
Gosh,
No,
dang.
see, I would disagree with you, but I'll let you finish.
See, I would really want to
But
see
Beyonce had one of
Kawaii
the greatest
Schoolgirl
animes of
finished,
all
and like
time.
I don't know, just like I mean, I guess like the full budget and whatnot, like those are all pluses, but I would love to see that be a thing. And like one of the things that was said by Phoenix, moderator on Creative Studio Forum, was when we watched Kawaii Schoolgirl, he said that he like envisioned this being a show specifically on something like Adult Swim, and because of like the humor in it. And and I feel it has like so much potential. Like on television, I feel like it would definitely have a good audience.
Here's where I'm gonna I'm gonna disagree with you as the creator of said show. I mean, what? No, who's that loser? He's lame. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, it was kind of like something that I started on a whim. It's not really going to be that good. I don't know.
So I guess it wouldn't be like the one Fanime you would want to be on
It's
television.
not something I would want to be. No, if anything else could be on television, I would never pick my own series. But I guess like I already know what's gonna happen anyway. But even so, I don't think I would choose something like Kawaii Schoolgirl because that doesn't need to be on television. Like,
Yeah, I would have to say the same goes for my Fanime. Like, it has not really gonna go anywhere, so I wouldn't pick that one.
I just want to know if those people on Care Bear Stars lived or not, so I want that on TV.
Same, Shayna, same.
Thank you.
yeah, I don't really have an answer like what I would want to see finished and on television. That's a really tough question.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Also-
I'm not really sure either. Go ahead.
This is sort of stretching it, but if I can make anything into a movie, I'd pick Future Agents the movie. 'Cause I really like Future Agents.
Future Agents, the movie.
Yeah. I want Future Agents the movie to be a thing, and then I'd draw like 500 fan art and then 500
But-
fan art of that fan art.
500.
What about Future Agents the movie? The sequel.
The sequel.
What about Future Agents, the movie, the video game?
Oh,
That would be amazing.
That
I
would be
would
great.
play.
Okay, what about Future Agents the movie, the video game, the movie? Like based off
You
of
can't
like
do
the
that. You just
Yes,
don't.
you can. Yes, you can.
You'd be watching
many
someone play
movies.
video games. It'd be like watching PewDiePie as a movie.
Let's watch.
No.
There's like a freaking Let's Play of Future Agents the movie, the game.
Oh no.
The guy is like playing as someone watching a Future Agents movie.
Somebody animates a person like
Let's play.
doing a Let's Play of Future Agents.
Yeah, but to take a step back, I think the reason that's such a hard question to answer, the one about the TV, whatever other questions may have sprung up in that tangent, the reason I think that's such a hard question to answer is because, like, the ones I would want to see made into a finished show on television are the ones that don't really get finished, because, like, if a show is ongoing and it's being made consistently, it's like, that's going to be finished anyway, you know? It's not going to be on TV, it's not going to have a huge budget or anything, but it's going to exist, you know? I would want to choose something that kind of died off or got canceled or just, you know, couldn't be made, but at the same time, those are the projects that you don't really know that much about, so that's a really tough question.
Looks like Care Bear
yeah.
Stars.
I would also want like a Fanime that doesn't damage the reputation of Fanime worse than it already is.
Yeah.
What do you mean, Jay?
Like,
Everything
I
Alright.
would not want Nyan Neko Sugar Girls to be on HBO. That would be a nightmare.
I have a similar question, even though I already have an answer in mind, and I think a lot of you will probably think of the same thing. What is the first Fanime you think will be made into a TV show? Like, out of
Oh.
everything that's out right now, what do you think would be the first one to get on TV? What's closest to you?
I don't think any of them
Senpai
will.
Club.
Senpai Club.
Yeah.
Senpai Club, yeah, that was the
Yeah.
one.
Really?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
thought
already
Heritage
got
was-
DVD.
It has the most potential.
It's already on
Oh.
DVD. Like, They have keychains
Okay.
selling in Japan
Oh,
right
yeah.
now.
You meant
Yeah.
it that way. All right. But I don't
Yeah.
consider it as a fanime real. Like, it's
Yeah, I can see why
'cause
you'd say
yeah.
Oh yeah, there's also a
Considered
Shion.
that.
Oh.
No,
Shion had a panel.
that really can't be on TV though, because it's copyrighted. Like,
Exactly.
I guess that's true. Yeah.
It's not
They-
possible.
yeah.
Well, if you count anything that's copyrighted, then our options are very limited.
I don't know about that.
Oh yeah, then like everything with a soundtrack that's taken.
Yeah.
Well, no, I feel like you could
No.
change a soundtrack,
Yeah, you
but
could change a soundtrack.
she
to
owned
fit
like the
into
entire
the
universe
story.
is like it's using copyrighted material for
Guess
all the
that's even
characters.
Most likely.
Like everything about it is copyrighted, pretty much. So that'd be like trying to
Then I
make
guess
Tokyo
it's-
Crystal Mew into a TV show.
It
Yeah.
would be great.
Yeah, anything that's a spin-off
Right.
would be difficult too, or not really possible.
It's not possible.
So that
No.
eliminates like 20 Mew Mew Fanimes. Speaking of Mew Mew Fanimes,
Oh.
No.
There's a lot out right now.
Gilderland Mew Mew.
Gilderland, Mew Mew. Eternal Negima.
I was doing someone a favor by setting that up, and you guys turned it somewhere that I did not think it would go. But
Hey, I didn't.
Wait, what were you trying to say?
You go watch Tokyo Mew Mew. I mean, wait, no, not Tokyo Mew Mew. Tokyo Crystal Mew. Got the name wrong.
Gilderland Mew
Wow! I made Tokyo Mimi, guys. I am Mia
while you're at it, be sure to watch Eternal Negima right now on Fanime Reuploader.
Although, if Miyakumi would know that like Tokyo Mew Mew is still like alive, then she would be very happy about
Would
that.
she though?
feel
Like, would do you think she would be happy if like Tokyo Ghoul Mew or Tokyo
No,
Dino Mew,
no,
Tokyo
I'm not
Fetish
talking about
Mew? or-
Tokyo. No, I'm not.
What's
talking
next? I
about
mean,
that.
Tokyo Race Car Mew. I mean, where do we go from here?
Tokyo.
Don't
Ghoul
give,
and
don't give ideas, please. Shh,
Tokyo
shh, shh,
Magic
shh,
Mew.
shh.
Tokyo.
I mean, if
just
she-
let-
If she saw something cute like Tokyo Crystal Mew or something, she would
See,
be happy.
I feel like with the amount of fan content coming from Tokyo Mew Mew, I'm sure that she probably likes it. I think that she likes it a lot because it's something that she made. I mean, who wouldn't? I mean, even if the stuff that was made wasn't great, like for example, I'll just use Unstrung Love. Like, say that's a running series, and like 10 years, or I don't even know how long it's been. So let's just say 6 years from now.
10 years when
af-
episode 3 comes out.
6 years from now, when like the series is already over and everything, people are still making like content and they're inspired from it and they're making like spin-offs of their own characters and stuff, and like that would be so complimenting. It doesn't matter if it's bad or if it's good, like that's complimenting. Like people are inspired
I
so
can just
much.
imagine her looking at like Mew Water Lemon, just like shaking her head, like.
Yes. Water lemons do exist, Evan. Have you seen a link?
I saw
you
the
seen the
link.
link?
It was BS. I refuse to accept that, and that thing looked disgusting.
It does
looks
exist.
It did look
That's my.
What about
That's the
dark
last
berry
thing I
or light pink berry or
Shut up.
evil?
evil is a fruit now.
I imagine like Mia Ikumi just looking at Mew Evil the way
No!
the creator of Sonic must look at Sonic OCs. Just like, guys, this is not what I wanted. Like,
Although my new version of Mew Evil looks great, so the new one, not the old one, where people think she has cute.
got a lot of views though. That and
Right.
that one like part of Diamond Mew Mew.
Which part?
The part where the thumbnail is like mid transformation
Oh,
got a lot more views than the other parts.
I wonder why. I remember feeling especially nervous, like making transformations, because I was young and, like, you know, when you're young, you're just like, oh, naked bodies, oh, that's weird. And
Do what Diamond Mew Mew did and just put sensor bars.
that's just weird. Like, I felt like I almost had to do that, but I didn't actually go through with it. I just made
That's
sure
in the
that
opening too,
transition-
wasn't it? Like they're just
Yeah,
sensor
I
bars.
think so. Yeah.
What are you doing?
It's so funny. It's so
You're
funny.
cool.
Clean and mature.
Oh man.
Oh goodness.
You were worried about like the characters being naked, but you weren't worried about just drawing 2 frames and using a Windows Movie Maker effect. I know how you made those transformations.
Of course not. Of course not. It's fucking.
Secrets.
It's right there. Like, it's in Windows Movie Maker. It's very simple. Yeah, but like, I don't know. Like, I always got really nervous too, and I got especially nervous like after the whole 4chan thing because people pointed it out. People were like, "Oh man, right there, you see your boobies," and I'm just like, "Oh, I'm so nervous," and I got like, I was just like super nervous about it afterwards, even though I was like mid, like a teen. I was like a teenager, so I was past like that awkward, like little kid, weird body phase. But I was in that word like, oh no, that's embarrassing. So,
Oh no.
So of the Nico Nico Doga videos, especially the story of Cookie. Mommy thinks I'm special, and so does your doctor.
There's someone inside of me, like. It's just so bad.
Oh man, you could get that so wrong.
I'm surprised that no one on 4chan pointed that out.
Mhm.
They did. Because every time I hear it, I just go, "Oh God!" Like I didn't even think about it until maybe a year ago, and I was like, "Oh no, this sounds worse than I thought I did before."
For anyone who may be confused, we're talking about the Tokyo Crystal Me remix CD. I don't think that's
it was a track
public anywhere, is it?
It was actually, if you look up on Nico Nico Doga, it's called like Cookie Story or something like that. Okay. It's an actual video that existed. It might be on, I think it's actually on YouTube too, the Fanime re-uploader. But it was actually a track. I actually have something interesting to say about the TCM remix CD.
Oh.
But yes, it was a track in the TCM remix CD. And just a random thing here, I debuted the CD at OhioCon Saturday night. However, I realized the other day, and like I had kind of second thoughts about it too, because I knew like it was kind of bad when I was like showing off the tracks, and I had second thoughts. I was like, I swore that there was another version, but I can't remember, and I thought this was the most recent one. So I figured out on a live stream about 2 or 3 weeks ago, the version that everybody in the hotel room heard was not the current version, and is not what Evan owns, and is not what Tenchi owns, and is not what Vriska owns.
Oh.
Tracks that you guys heard were the old ones. Those are the old ones that were made, and the ones that you guys have are the new ones, and they're actually significantly better. Really cheesy, but significantly better.
I haven't actually listened to it at all, so.
You should definitely listen to it. I shared all the tracks on a live stream about 3 weeks ago, and I forgot about how cheesy they were, and they're actually kind of legitimately funny. Not like, oh god, this is horrible, it's funny like the other ones, in my opinion. It's like, oh my god, this is the cheesiest thing on earth. This is hilarious.
It's such a weird moment, though, just like getting one of those CDs, because I remember just years ago, probably by now 4 years ago, watching the video that Kisa posted, like, hey guys, I still have all this leftover merch after this con, like, if anyone's interested, you could buy it. And there they were, the CDs, and I was just like, who's gonna buy that?
Even I was like, who's gonna buy that?
I said there, oh, I'm going to buy that.
But see, at the time, I had like the misconception that it was the actual show. I didn't realize it was like just a remix CD. I thought it was the actual episode. So I was like, how could you even sell that? It's got copyrighted music and stuff like that. And I was like, what? That's not even legal. Like, who's gonna buy that?
Oh no, I went about the legal procedures. So
little did I know.
Yeah, you thought it was like a DVD this entire time, but it's just a CD in a DVD case.
I didn't even know you. Like that's the weirdest part about it. It's like you were just that person that made Tokyo Crystal Mew, which is like the most infamous fanime ever, except for Nyaneko Sugar Girls, I guess.
But now I'm Kisaka.
Kisaka.
Gosh dang it! This again.
Kisaka. I said it
No.
wrong. That's wrong.
Kiseki.
I'm very proud of that joke.
I'm not. I'm not at all. I frown.
Yeah, turn that frown
Turn it-
upside
oh.
down.
Wow.
Are you proud now?
I got a surgery. My frown is upside down. Now I have an upside down mouth.
No.
It's absolutely terrifying.
Oh.
It's like those
So
videos
when
where
you swallow, does
people-
it go up?
I imagine just your
When you
lips would be
talk.
upside down, so you just have like stitch marks around your lips. That'd be the only difference, I would think.
That's horrible. That's horrible.
I
Look,
pictured, I pictured like when you talk, like you know how your jaw goes like down, but I pictured since it would be upside down, it would like go up and it would like go up into your nose.
Like your
That's what I
nose goes up
pictured.
and down when you talk instead of
Yeah.
your jaw going down.
my brain can't even comprehend like the mental images in my head. It's like,
Sorry.
Wait, in review, your brain can't even comprehend the mental images in your head.
Whoa.
Crazy. Man.
yes, this is it. That is how much what was said it damaged me. You should be very upset now.
I'm so upset that my frown is going to go right side up again.
Oh wow! Doesn't that hurt to keep switching back and forth?
Yeah, turning my mouth 360 degrees is not healthy. I'm going to die.
You're also a robot.
Loco J.
That joke won't make sense to you, probably.
I think when you said you called me a robot. Trying to call me a robot?
Yes.
I am offended. I'm going to manage about how you called me a robot. We are going to throw social justice all over you.
It's almost like you're burning out.
I'm so glad that she was for that.
Nobody's gonna get this.
No one's gonna get that at all.
It's going to be so interesting.
Let's make more Tails Runner jokes.
Hump, hump.
No, hump. I think this is fine now.
You're also a robot, but I think I got the gist of what you were saying. It sounded
also-
something to the tune of goodbye.
Later.
No one else said goodbye.
Oh,
Later.
bye.
What?
Goodbye.
Oh,
Bye
Sorry,
bye.
train wreck.
Bye bye bye.
Do I really sound like a robot?